Today, we're going to be looking at measuring customer experience through Zoho Analytics. So I'm going to be pinpointing Zoho Desk with this connection. So we'll look at the kind of data that we can collect from this tool, and we'll also look at current limitations with reporting and analytics inside of Desk, also using that data to increase efficiency, up productivity, make our support team happy, make our field agents happy. First, we'll look at benefits of using support data. We'll look at different types that we can collect inside of Desk. We'll check and make sure that you guys are utilizing all of the resources within the tool. That way we can use that data to better our organizations. We'll also take a quick look into both applications, Zoho Desk and Analytics, and the benefits of each. And then we'll look at what it's like to point Desk data into Zoho Analytics. And then the most important part, we'll just play around with some demo data inside of Analytics to see what kind of dashboards and reports we can create. So first, challenges. This first one kind of speaks to most support teams that I've come in contact with, right? So lots of stress. We want our support team to be healthy. We don't want them disorganized or disconnected. We want them to be able to come into work, have a nice stream of incoming tickets, enough to disperse amongst the crowd, being able to provide resolution quickly, making our customers happy. For the admin side, we want that data, right? Where's it coming from? We want all of that to feed into the organization to provide more efficiency. We want to be able to avoid manual entry because a lot of this could be coming from isolated and separated sources. So tickets coming in, whether they're email, web, phone, chat, how we disperse or respond to tickets, where that data goes. Sometimes it can get lost, or we even, miss tickets altogether. So with data-driven solutions, taking a step further from what Desk can provide, analytics can allow us to have a little bit more organization, right? So knowing the source, where do these tickets come from? Where is the primary problem areas, right? We want to be able to provide that information to not just our field agents, but our customers as well. And with that support solution, we want to have access to that data. Whether we want to give that to customers, we'll have access to configure permissions as such, but we want to be able to give every bit of customer information to our Desk agents as well so that they can perform their job better. So we'll look at Zoho Desk, basically omni-channel customer support. All of this is not new to you that are current subscribers, but we are always looking for improved customer retention and experience. The built-in happiness rating, that's a big metric for improvement, right? So where we fall short coming from our customer side, what can we improve on? Those metrics can then feed into analytics to give us a little bit more insight on high and low points of the year, right? If I have more product sales, am I expecting more customer support issues? Do I have recall issues? These can range across a wide variety of different industry and use cases. The data that we have inside of Desk, we are capable of creating some reports and analytics inside of Desk. Those of you that are current subscribers may notice some limitations. That's expected, we know that. But we can also get the most out of those by pointing that into Zoho Analytics, which is what we'll be focusing on today. So analytics is what I use with Desk to help me continue with my day job without having to go to night classes and learn how to piece together spreadsheets. The first, when we point Desk into analytics, we get a few dashboards. The main three I like to focus on: Help Desk Overview, Agent, and Customer Analytics. So Help Desk, we get to see here, we've got the filtering options at the top. We can see ticket inflow, backlogs. We may have SLAs we're focusing on. We can always drill down on that data. New tickets created by month and priority. That way we can better gauge high and low spots during the year. Our agent performance dashboard, which is really helpful in determining which team members are performing better, which may need training, which may need more access to better tools. And then our customer analytics dashboards for response rates, replies, really helps us determine from that source how we better access, resolution data or knowledge base articles from Desk, chats that come in. And for our SLA dashboards, these are just the ones that come out of analytics by default. We can definitely see that we have some violations and we can address those agents appropriately. A big thing I like to look at is trend charts inside of analytics, right? So as our system learns how tickets come in and how we respond and how much time is taken for each issue or case. We may have some predictions in the future as far as, well, hey, we have this product coming out. We expect to see so many tickets for this issue or this recall. We also have Zia built into analytics. So those of us that are analytics users, if we are using Zia, I find it highly beneficial. I use Ask Zia for a variety of different things apart from just creating reports and dashboards. It's getting pretty robust as our product scales. So at the executive dashboard, you'll notice the Zia Insights. This is also another feature that's available for any report or dashboard of a tool. If we ever need to have Zia drill down further, check any information of those dashboards or reports, we can have our tool kind of auto prompt it for you. So key benefits of analytics, apart from what is just listed on the screen, I do enjoy all of the different chart types, right? Lots of pretty shapes and colors. Easily creating those makes me even happier. So I don't have to spend a lot of time. I can make it how I like. I can add my colors. I can make it pretty. I can even share these dashboards with external parties, which is a really nice feature in our analytics tool. Blended reports and cross-app reporting is also very important. So not just support data, because most of us aren't just running off of Desk alone. We may have CRM data that we want to incorporate into tickets coming in. We may have sales that we want to run across different metrics or attributes. It's all up to us here, how we'd like to bring in those data sources and create these dashboards. And as I mentioned earlier, options to share. You'll see here that we can not just send links, but we can also embed them. We can create widgets. We can put these in a variety of different Zoho applications. And for the fun part where we get to just kind of play around in analytics. All right, so first what we'll look at is data sources. I have one workspace. I have spoken with customers and myself, I've actually made this mistake prior. When you're in analytics, we create workspaces. I came in originally and I added CRM workspace, desk workspace, and I kept them all separate. And that prohibited me from creating cross-app reports, right? Because they're all isolated in their own workspace. So instead, I created just one workspace to make it simple for demonstration. And you'll notice that not just CRM data, but I have dashboards across multiple applications. So my visitor tracker and my live chat tool is brought in. I've got Zoho Finance data brought in. And there's Zoho Desk. And it's also important to note that each one of these reports will just come, standard out of the box. This isn't including your custom reports and dashboards that you can create, which will then in turn end up on these dashboards. The reports for that said data is all here. So if I need to build out my own custom dashboards, which we will do shortly, we can pick and choose which ones we want to bring into our view, and then we'll create a few reports. First thing we'll do is create, let's say, a control tower view. I'm head of operations. I'm looking at sales. I'm looking at productivity of agents. I'm also looking at ticket inflow. So what I want to do is pull different data from those applications. I'll just come in here and we'll create a new dashboard. And then here it's super easy drag and drop. Just like I mentioned, not a data scientist. I can just kind of infer what I'm looking for and just drag and drop it over. So here we'll look for some conversion metrics or sales IQ chat data, monthly visitors. I want to see who's coming in. There's inventory data, average number of threads. And with each one of these components, you can click into edit. And that's where we can see it's more like just the UI to create reports. The X and Y axis color, it's all pulling from the data points on the left-hand side. So if I needed to include additional data in this report, I could always drag and drop data over and have that chart updated. Changing chart types is also easy to just swap up if I wanted to reinvent that. Run analysis on those. You can even run a forecast for some predictive reports. And we'll just keep building off this. I think you guys get the gist of how we can create that. Report creation. So we'll create a chart view first. We'll choose our base table. So maybe I'm interested in seeing accounts with open tickets, maybe. I could just come down and ask Azia to create it for me, but this is where we come in and we start dragging and dropping things over, like account name, account ID. Territories might be important. And let's see, industry. If that's not as digestible, you can always change chart types. That's even more digestible, right? Again, it's always fun playing with fake dummy data, but the idea is there, right? We have the data in our tool. We can easily aggregate that against whatever we want to reference and say against, whether it's a contact or an account. And we can look at Ask Zia. Let's go ahead and have Zia create something for us. Outside of just analytics, Zia has some really cool prompting features as well. If I come over here to data sources, you can see that we can add a multitude of different applications or tools, even third-party data. So if we bring that in, we want to run some cross-app reporting, we can do so here.